Alright, welcome back to another video. Before we get started, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Now, enjoy this video. Alright, we're back for a post-draft video from the 2025 NFL Draft. I'm not going to give you who won the draft, my draft grades. What I want to do is I want to give you my 5 favorite picks from this 2025 NFL Draft. So 5 picks that I believe are successes for both the player and the team that picked them. So let's start with number 1. These aren't in order, by the way. I'm just going down my list. So number 1, the first guy that I wrote down that I liked going to this place was Nick Emmanwori going to the Seattle Seahawks. I love this pick for the player and for the team. For the player, he's an excellent football player. He can do everything. He can cover the slot receiver. He can cover tight ends. You can play him in the box. He closes quickly on screen passes. He tackles really well. But you can also play him as a center field safety. He's good everywhere. You can use him as a chess piece all over the board. The reason why I liked him going to this specific team is because of who the coach is on the Seattle Seahawks. The coach is Mike Macdonald. Where did Mike Macdonald come from? He came from the Baltimore Ravens, who had Kyle Hamilton. Nick Emmanwori reminds me of Kyle Hamilton because you can play him all over the place. You can use him as the chess piece. And that's what I expect Mike Macdonald to do, is use Nick Emmanwori like he did Kyle Hamilton. I think Nick Emmanwori can be an all-pro safety in the NFL. He can be a Pro Bowl safety in the NFL. And Mike Macdonald is going to know how to use him. So this pick, I'm really excited because I like Nick Emmanwori, the player, but I also like where he's headed going to Seattle. My second pick that I liked was Malachi Starks going to the Baltimore Ravens. We just talked about Kyle Hamilton being compared to Nick Emmanwori, but I like Malachi Starks going to the Baltimore Ravens because he can now help out Kyle Hamilton. He can now allow Kyle Hamilton to be more of that chess piece, and Baltimore can use Kyle Hamilton all over the place now that they have Malachi Starks. Malachi Starks can now be that center fielder because I like Kyle Hamilton more in the box. I like him impacting the game. I think he can have more of an impact on the game when he's in the box, when they're bringing him on a blitz. And now they can do that more consistently because they have a guy on the back end in Malachi Starks who they can use as a center field safety who can track balls really well. He goes up and snatches the football high in the air. He high points every ball. He can track it really well, but he's got great closing speed. So he can come down, make tackles. He's a good tackler. You know he's a winner. He comes from Georgia. I like this pick for the Baltimore Ravens, and I like it for Malachi Starks because he's not going to be asked to do a lot of stuff. That's going to be on Kyle Hamilton. Malachi Starks is just going to have to do the simple things well, while Kyle Hamilton does all the other stuff. So I like this pick for both the team and the player. My third favorite pick in this 2025 NFL Draft is Jalen Walker going to the Atlanta Falcons. You guys know I talked about Jalen Walker before the draft. I loved him as a player, and I love him going to Atlanta because Atlanta needs an edge rusher. Now, we talked about this before. Jalen Walker is a versatile player. He can do a lot of different things. He's got great speed. He can spy quarterbacks. He can even cover running backs and tight ends, I believe, because of his speed. But where he's at his best and where he makes his greatest impact is on the edge. What does Atlanta need? What has Atlanta needed for the past 2 or 3 years? An edge rusher. They need somebody that can get after the quarterback consistently. That's what Jalen Walker does best. That's what he does best, is get after the quarterback. And that's what Atlanta needs. So Jalen Walker does it the best. Atlanta needs it. It's a perfect match for both the player and the team. And it was one of my favorite picks. I think it's one of the perfect spots he could go to is Atlanta. because they're going to use him as an edge rusher, I believe. But I think they're also going to use a little bit of his versatility in other spots as well, which I think is how you use his talents. So I think it's perfect for both Atlanta and Jalen. My fourth favorite pick in this 2025 NFL draft is Travis Hunter. And how could you not? Travis Hunter going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't love it for Travis, to be honest with you, just because Jacksonville has not proven to be a great organization over the past few years. They're not very good. They don't win a lot, but maybe he can help that. But what I love is they're going to allow him to play both ways, which to me was a big factor. What team was going to allow him to play both ways? That was going to be the team that he was going to thrive with. And it appears Jacksonville is going to let him play both ways, which I think is great, and where he's going to be able to make a big impact on the football team. Because he is both a dominant wide receiver and a cornerback. Now at corner, man-to-man, I think he really can be a shutdown guy. I know some people don't think that. I believe he can. But he's got great eyes. He reads the play really well. He breaks on the football really solid. He's not afraid to tackle as a corner, which I think is rare out of a player of his stature. And then on the offensive side of the ball, great route runner, great hands, great body control, can go up and high point the football, can catch a pass and take it 80 yards to the house, because rarely ever does one guy get him to the ground. Rarely the first tackler who tackles him gets him to the ground. He's an excellent football player, and I'm happy he goes to Jacksonville, not because of who they are, but because they're going to allow him to play both ways and use his whole toolbox. They're going to use his whole toolbox, which I think is big for him and the NFL, to be honest with you. My fifth favorite player in this draft is Kyle Williams going to the New England Patriots. I love this for the New England Patriots because for Drake May. Drake May now has that guy where he can take a bubble screen 80 yards to the house. He's explosive. He can get down the field vertically. He's got good hands. I think he's a good route runner. I don't think he's a great route runner yet, but I think he can become that. I love it for Drake May. More than anybody, Kyle Williams is a phenomenal player, but I love it for Drake May. Because I think he finally gets that elite wide receiver. I think Kyle Williams can become like a legit wide receiver in the NFL. And I love it for Drake May, because now Drake May doesn't have to be perfect. They don't have to call the perfect play call to throw the ball. They can throw a quick screen to Kyle Williams and he can take it 50 yards. He's that good of a player. So I don't just love it for the Patriots. More specifically, I love it for Drake May. He deserves it because he's a hell of a player, and now he doesn't have to feel the pressure of being perfect. Not every throw has to be a laser over the middle or a 50-yard deep ball. He can throw a screen pass to this player, Kyle Williams, and he can do the rest. He can do the work, which I think is important for Drake May, because now he has that security blanket. He has that guy that he knows he doesn't have to be perfect every throw he throws him the ball. But those are my 5 favorite players drafted in the 2025 NFL Draft and where they went. What were your 5 favorite picks in this 2025 NFL Draft? Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Have an awesome day.